Mother Nature is not kidding. She comes out with a vengeance.
It sits on the far edge of the Bornstein property.
But there's the house. That's where we landed.
Even after nearly 10 years, there are still remnants of a former life here, but the memories are vivid.
And when it tore away, it was almost as if everything kind of went quiet. And you could feel you were floating.
Valerie Bornstein, 8 relatives and 4 dogs, spent 8 hours on December 3rd, 2007 on the roof of her double-wide trailer.
Yep, that's Josh. He's goofing around. He's my goofster.
Their home lifted and floated about 100 yards across the property, which was part of the flooded Chehalis River. They were eventually all rescued by a Coast Guard helicopter, something she's watched happen again in Houston this week.
So I feel their loss. I feel their pain.
They suggested that if we had coolers available, to strap them to our belts so that if we ended up in the water, that we'd have some type of flotation device.
Lance Frazinski and his wife Joanne thought they were going to die that day. They called their children to say goodbye, but they too were eventually rescued off their rooftop.
You know, where do you begin? Where do you begin?
It took months to clear the 4 feet of mud and logs from their property, and then years to rebuild.
And that's why I keep thinking about the people in Texas. What they're experiencing now is just the beginning. It's that after fact that when you go back and see what's happened. Sorry.
The 2007 flood damaged hundreds of homes and submerged and closed I-5 for days, but the region recovered.
Unbelievable. Thank you.
Thanks to volunteers and donations.
Whatever people can do to help, I just hope that they'll understand the value and the importance of that help is going to be to those people down there.
When it's all said and done, people come together and they help each other. And I saw that. I was amazed.
Bornstein expects the same show of support in Houston in the coming months. It's what helped her family survive and rebuild.
The flood took everything we had, left us with nothing, but it couldn't take our memories.
Drew Mikkelsen, King 5 News.
Both of those survivors, Valerie and Lance, have lost their spouses since the 2007 flood. Lance's wife, Joanne, died from cancer. He says having that near-death experience during the flood brought them closer together as a couple and made the last 8 years together very special.